Hey guys, I'm Adam86 and welcome back to this channel. It's official. William Saliba and Reece Nelson have both renewed contracts with the club. It's been announced today, which is awesome. Well, Reece Nelson was announced yesterday, but Saliba was announced today. And I just wanted to talk about it. Obviously, different scenarios for both players. We'll talk about Reece Nelson first. Obviously, he's basically a backup player. I mean, I don't think it's disrespectful to say that, but at the same time, he proved that he can step onto the field and impact the game and get results for us. He did it in the Bournemouth game, for example. Everyone knows about that. So he ran out of contract. He was technically a free agent for like a week or two, and there was a very real possibility that we were going to let him go. That he was going to go to another club, some other Premier League clubs. I think AC Milan were quite close to signing him as well on a free. He could have gone to Italy and done quite well over there. I mean, AC Milan are a little bit of a mess right now. But I think he could have done well over there. But obviously, I think Arteta's convinced him to stay. Similar to how he did with Shaka. To be honest with you, I think Arteta sees a player there. I think he sees an almost Saka type player there. A really good player there. Similar with Eddie Nketiah. It would be interesting to see if he stays or not. To be honest, I don't think he'll go. I think he will stay. But yeah, I mean, he gave an interview, really quite illuminating. He said he had a long conversation with Arteta. Says that he's at a good level, but he could be at a better level, and I think everyone can see that with Nelson. Everyone can see the player that he could become. He's just not quite there yet. Injuries haven't helped. He's had quite an injury-ridden senior career with Arsenal so far. And that's affected him. Every single time he gets to a point where looks like he's about to make the jump, he gets injured. So hopefully, if he can stay fit, obviously he's not going to start ahead of Martinelli or Saka, but I think he's going to come off the bench quite a lot. I think he's going to start cup games quite a lot. I think he probably would even feature in the Champions League, depending on who we get. For me, it's a good one. I mean, I love Reece Nelson. I'm one of those people that I can see the potential. See how well he could be, how big he could be. He's just not quite there yet. And I think he was given a quite fair chance, at least in the second half of last season. And he took it, to be honest with you. He scored that goal against Bournemouth, which was huge at the time. That really was huge at the time. And he's proven that he can at least affect games, and he's a bit of a different option. I think he's going to be the main Saka cover this season. I think if Saka gets tired, Nelson will be the one that comes on. I think he'll be featured predominantly on the right hand side. People want us to buy a new wide player. I just don't see that happening. I mean, would I like to see, Xavi Simons or whatever? Hell yeah, I would like to. But, I think Arteta's going to stick with Saka and Nelson on the right, Martinelli, Trossard on the left, maybe even have Jesus on the left and have Trossard up front or whatever. I don't think wide players are a necessity right now, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm really happy that Nelson signed. He's been at the club for so long now. I think he said he was 8 years old when he first joined. So he's 23 now. So he's been there for a long time. Everyone just wants to see Nelson make that step up and just become an outright great player, and I really hope this is the season to do it. I mean, he could feature quite a lot in our Champions League campaign. It would just be really lovely. It would be really lovely to see. So it'd be interesting to see how much game time he gets and how well he does. And see what happens this season. So well done, Reece. Thank you for joining again, and hope all the best for the season, mate. Because you're gonna get a lot of game time. We've got a lot of games coming up. So yeah, and the second player obviously was William Saliba. Absolutely huge deal. This one, obviously, when we signed him, we sent him out on loan, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna leave because he loves France more than Arsenal, and his butt hurt because Arsenal loaned him out, blah blah blah. That loan deal, by the way, worked miracles for him. I mean, it was brilliant for him. Painfully obvious by the time he got back to Arsenal that he was going to feature heavily last season. He did, and I don't think he was quote unquote better than Gabriel, but there's a debate there. There's an argument to be had whether he was better than Gabriel. And I think towards the end of last season when he got injured, it kind of proved that he was at least more important than Gabriel. Um, there's no denying that we fell off as soon as Saliba got his back injury. So that kind of proved that um, he's integral to our team now. Like he's so young and he deserves a new contract. Probably got quite a high pay rise as well. And yeah, he deserves it. I mean, he's a player that we want to keep in the club for as long as possible. We have just signed Jurien Timber. We haven't announced it yet, but we have signed Jurien Timber. It looks like that's going to be announced soon. And, that's going to be covered for him as well as he's going to be covering for right back as well. So, and I say cover, I mean, Jurien Timber could well start the first game of the season. Who knows? But it's good that we're going to have a really good, strong defence this season. Rob Holding's probably going to leave, so um, we may need another centre back maybe. But like I said, Jurien Timber can fill in centre back, you can fill in right back, and I think Arteta's carefully moulding a team now that a player can play two, maybe even three different positions, and we can swap around, and the opposition's not going to know who's going to be playing where, and that's a good option because there's so many times over the last 10 years or so where Arsenal have been so predictable. We know what our first 11 is. We still know what our first 11 is, but you don't know whether Jason's going to start on the left or he's going to start up front. You don't know if Martinelli and Saka are going to swap places. You don't know where Odegaard's going to be. Now we don't know if Saliba or Jurien Timber or Gabriel are going to start in the centre back position. We don't know if Timber's going to go out and right back. We don't know if Ben White's going to play at centre back, and we're going to have Timber out on the right. So it's kind of good, and obviously left back as well. Zinchenko, Tierney at the moment still here. I don't know whether he could leave. But yeah, like I said, we needed to tie this kid down, and we have. He's gotten the pay rise which he absolutely deserves. And yeah, I mean, it was Saka, it was Martinelli way back when, then it was Saka, and obviously now it's Saliba as well. I think it was Ramsdale as well. He deserves an absolute pay rise because he's for me he's top two, maybe top three goalkeepers in the league now. He should be England's number one soon, so that'd be cool. He gets criminally underrated by other fans of other clubs. I think that's just jealousy, if I'm being brutally honest. I mean, apart from Alisson, I mean, you could say David De Gea got the golden boot last season, but he's nowhere near Ramsdale's level now. So, apart from Alisson and maybe Edison, who else is better? People say Pickford? Really? I don't think so. And then obviously we've got Odegaard now. Once we've got Odegaard down to a long contract, we've got a core group of players now. And then we're building on that as well with obviously Declan Rice and Timber as well. So yeah, it's a really good season so far. Really good off season, should I say? We've signed two players that we obviously high on our list. We've signed a player or two players that are going to be integral to our season, especially Saliba. And the next thing now is to offload a couple of players. There's rumours of Xhaka leaving. And maybe Holding, like I said, maybe Tierney, like I said. But yeah, like I said, I'm buzzing for these two players, and we're making sure we're going to start the season off on the best possible foot. Yeah, can't wait for the first game of the season. I probably won't do videos for the pre-season games. I may do one for the Community Shield game. I've got a little bit of an announcement for the Community Shield game and the first game of the season, so I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, I'm really happy we signed these players, and hope you're happy as well. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the team so far. And yeah, looking forward to it. And I'll see you guys very soon. If we sign another player, if we let another player go, I'll do videos on that because I'm loving Arsenal and loving life with Arsenal right now. So Yeah, take it easy, guys. We'll talk about it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Adios.